Alright, I think that should be everything I need to do to get ready. So let's just hop on over to the camera scene. Hopefully everything, listens, and now I can be all like, "Hey-o, everybody, I'm Nick, and welcome back to some more drawing and whatnot." Alright, let's actually get this done now, shall we? Oh boy. Oh boy. Do I need to replace this pen here? I mean, I've got more. It's just like, is this one ink starting to run out? Let me grab another one real quick. Yeah, I've got 1, 2, 3 more of these. Ta-da! Another one. Let's see how this works. I mean, it's a little better, but not quite all the way done yet. Because most games were made to be played with 2. It is an unfortunate reality. Yeah, I think I could use this pen a little more. This is where things like turn-based RPGs are very useful, because you don't have to worry about, reacting to something within like a short amount of time. You can take your time and strategize what you need to do. Person size being rather uncooperative. Okay. But this is also where, if I didn't get it across enough already in the schedule, for the time being, this will be my last regular week of streaming, because I'm going to need to shift things around as my son is going into summer school. And my schedule is basically his schedule, so that's what I've got to deal with. So streams will primarily be at nighttime, my time. So basically, take roughly where I normally start, subtract another 15 minutes, and then move it forward like 12 hours. So, for example, for you, Coma, it would be in the morning for you, where it'll be nighttime for me. At least if how I'm thinking about time zones and whatnot is correct. In general, I won't be able to stream as long because, at least at that point in time, because while he's in summer school, I get maybe like a bit over an hour. Things can go a little longer once his summer school's all done. But I just have to work with the time I'm given. And as for what will happen on that one stream day, it'll just be whatever I feel like doing, so it'll either usually be a game, but I could also turn it into an art stream if I want to. As they say, it's my time. I could do what I want with it. Although I do have some exciting plans. I forget if I've brought this up or not, but I'm going to a convention in June. I would love to make a book of this. That is my dream. Well, one of my dreams, anyway. I would love to have this be a book people could physically, you know, pick up and read. There's just thousands upon thousands upon thousands of pages. I can fix that in Photoshop. It's just with this, it's just like I'm a one-man team, so it's like I do the drawing, I also scan the pages in. Let's see if it's still on here. Yeah, this. So this is how the pages will eventually look. And then for whatever book I'd want to make, I would use those scanned pages specifically. Let's make sure... Yeah, I do that. Because I am not averse to violence. Oh, blood in your cast? You may want to get that checked real quick. It is perfectly a-okay if you need to step back for a moment, if you need to go check on that. I will be here for a bit. Do not worry. Heck, if you're just watching on your phone, you could just leave it playing for the meantime. I will be here for at least the next 2 hours. Although, there is one thing I forgot to do. And that is... Oh, yeah. Yeah. Ice is good. Anyway, as I was trying to say, I forgot to make a post on my socials to be like, hey, I'm live, like a dummy. So if you hear me a little weird, it's just because I've turned around in my chair. So he's like, oh crap, I forgot to, announce that I'm live on socials. Oops. YouTube is my most important page, but still, it's just like... Let's get that done. Posting, posting, posting. Blue sky, please hurry. Thank you. There we go. Hey, notification gang. Love to see it. Pushing that subscribe button is actually doing what it's supposed to. Also, if there's something I will say is that if I get 100 more subscribers, I get to pull a funny. Because last I checked, my subscriber count was at 611. So if I get to 711, I get to pull a funny. Because of the convenience store chains called 7-Eleven. Eh... Okay, let's keep this going. Yeah, it's a US thing primarily. I would understand you not hearing about it over in your country. In short, 7-Eleven is just it's a chain of convenience stores that are basically open 24/7. Don't ask me where the name 7-Eleven comes from, because unless I have to go, resort to everyone's favorite answer book, Google, I have no idea. It's not something I've ever really thought about. I just know that they're here. They're open, and they have snacks and stuff. And really, really large drink sizes. Because this is America. Well, the United States specifically. Technically, North America consists, primarily of the United States, Canada, Mexico, Greenland's up there too. There's also Cuba and Puerto Rico in that area too. Although technically Puerto Rico is a part of the United States. So yeah. Alright, that should take care of the solid blacks. Well, let's do this part next. I forgot an incline. Oh, how bad of me. There. You may want to go get some help with that. You could just leave me on for the time being. to make sure you're A-okay. Got it? Because continued bleeding is no good. My pen. Oh, it's all good? Okay. Because believe me when I say losing a lot of blood is bad. That should probably take care of that. Hand and foot. Oh boy. There's a particular game I want to blindly let's play at some point. I'll go grab it real quick so I can show you what I'm talking about. Hang on. There it is. I'll grab the controller while I'm at it too, since I'm here. So, I have a little GameCube game called Donkey Kong Jungle Beat. And it's primarily played with these bongo controllers. Let me just move some things over here for a second while we're in distraction action. So, you primarily play the game with these bongos. And it can also sense claps as well, which you can also do by clapping the sides of the drums. It would be a very noisy game to play, that's for sure. Yeah, it's a controller, literally shaped like bongos. But the reason I bring this game up, well, aside from, you know, let's make a you know, play a game where we have to make a lot of noise. But why is this game relevant? Because the devs of that game made Super Mario Galaxy! So yeah, that's fun. Right, this case is weighty because the game manual is particularly thick because of multiple languages. Alright, that's enough distraction action. I need to get back to drawing. Oh my. That was a long time ago. I think I was in high school at the time. Yes. I believe Mario Galaxy 1 was 2007? Now I have to look. Is it on the case? Yes. Released 2007. I was probably a sophomore in high school, so a second year. I'm old. Well, the internet considers me old anyway. Especially as it's getting into the... I'm pretty sure there's, you know, late teens, early 20s would consider people in their going into mid-30s old. But I can't help aging. I can't help when I was born. That's just how it is. Okay. Well, let's just do maybe some last few details on this before we move to the next panel here. I think that will do. Wait a second. That will do. Yeah, I'd been in some of those classes back in high school where it was like, it's not just, you know, first years and whatnot. It's a mix of grades. I think I need to erase that away. Yes, there we go. Okay, what did I do for the hole here? That's the wrong thing to look through. Okay, flipping back. Okay, that's what I did. Okay. Gotcha. this page for reference now. Going with this for the hole. It was mostly more like electives, where you'd have a mix of grades. So for example, our band class, like, yeah. You broke your hand. Oh my. That. Actually, hang on a minute. Here's what I think I'll do with this part. I'll do some light hashes, then we'll shade it with a darker gray. Oh, yeah, you gotta be very careful with that. Gotta make sure you stretch your hands. Were you using, like, a normal gamepad? So something like, say, an Xbox or a PlayStation controller? Or maybe do you have something a little more unusual, like a fight stick or something? Oh, Wii U gamepad, got it. Yeah, I had to be very careful, like, at the time I was playing Bayonetta on that. And I'm just like, I wish I had gotten myself a Wii U Pro Controller. That would have been very nice. Since we're on the topic of a Wii U gamepad, let me go grab mine real quick. So, hello, face, if I've showed it off to the internet before, so... That makes sense. Anyway. Hello, camera. I got the Wind Waker HD bundle, so I got this Hylian trim around my gamepad. I like it. Especially because I'm pretty sure this is the only, like, alternate design Wii U gamepad there is. Yup. I'll go put this back now. Oh, I probably won't. What were you playing? Shade. Oh, it's a final boss. I could see it. I could see how that could be demanding. So, speaking on game consoles, I'm not immediately picking up a Switch 2 because the month of June is going to be a very expensive month because, like, I would have that. I have a Magic the Gathering collaboration with Final Fantasy. And then, most importantly, there's the convention I'm going to towards the end of June called Offkai. It's a big, like, VTuber convention, and I'm going to be meeting a bunch of internet friends I've known for several years in person for the very first time. So it's with that much damage, it's basically like, what, you take like 1 or 2 hits and you're dead? Because that's basically what I'm getting. I get that. Like, that's very stressful. I get it. That is the wrong array. One thing I will get when it drops, though, is, yeah, I can see it. Anyway, the one thing I do want to get when it drops in June is Chapter 3 and 4 of Deltarune, just so I can be like, spoilers be gone. Okay. Just gotta really be able to focus on not getting hit. What is the, like, hardest thing I've done that I can think of? I can't really think of something at the moment. Oh well. Gotcha. There we go. Well, of course you have a whole bunch of, like, different Skylanders you could swap to. The entire point of that franchise was all the toys that you can use as characters. Bosses healing themselves is annoying. Bosses healing themselves is annoying. AKA, nobody liked that. Okay. I'm not doubting you. Gotcha, gotcha. Yeah, I didn't really get into Skylanders personally, but I'll grab some things I did get into. Did somebody say amiibo? No one said amiibo. I decided to bring them out anyway. So yeah, for the Toys to Life that I got into were amiibo collecting. And I have like an entire wall of them next to where I sit to actually play games in my chair. So not here. But yeah, I've got a whole bunch of them. I have at least every single one from Super Smash Bros. For Wii U. But ever since then, I've been way more casual about getting amiibo. But back when I did play Smash Ultimate, these were the 3 characters I liked playing as. I think I'll go put these back for now. drink. Water, specifically. Alright. That's a distraction action for now. Let's keep going. I think this will do for now. I gotcha. Yes, please heal your hand. You kind of need it. Because first of all, you don't want to have your hand keep hurting, you know? Oh, I think I know what I didn't do here. Beep. I was missing a line. Ah, ambidextrous when it comes to writing. Got it. This color for mouth. Second. Okay, let's go ahead and do this. And then, please excuse me while I need to go take a quick trip to the restroom. Alright, let's have this go over, and then I'll return momentarily. Alright, I have returned, so let's keep going. Yeah, I'm sorry, dude. But then again, some other people have been in here while they were at school, so it's like, well, that's your choice to watch me at this point in time. And it's just like, technically I can't tell you what to do, but it might not be a bad idea to listen to what I have to say, you know? Wouldn't want to get someone in trouble and get their phone taken away, you know? I get it, though. Oh, hello there. What is my comic about? It's my own original comic. So it's just primarily following the main character's adventure as... You know, at first he's just kind of going about his normal business, but his younger brother persuades him, like, hey, you should go on a quest and stuff. And he finally relents. He's like, fine. Thank you, thank you. I get you. Yeah, at most, back when I was in high school, at most we had, like, flip phones and the iPhone was only just starting to come out. I get you. I get you. I think we were still dealing with Windows Vista at the time. And I think we just got, like, the preview of Windows 7 during my high school days. Oh man, thinking on this stuff's gonna make me feel old. I'm glad it helps you out. Yeah, the drawing streams are generally gonna be more chill, just kind of like, since I'm focusing in drawing, it's not like I'm gonna be like all potentially more high emotional because I'm reacting to something. Gotcha. Some of my friends are bigger streamers than me. Some of my friends are smaller streamers than me. It's just how it goes. It's taken me a lot of practice to get to where I am right now. I also drew this PNG that you're seeing on the screen right now as well. Yeah, it can be, you know, with streamers that have much faster chats, it can be very hard to keep up with. And you're just like, what is happening? Very fair. Usually I play games just because that's usually I'm more in my element there. But I'm primarily doing these drawing streams to actually get this done. Because otherwise I put it off. I'm actually almost done with this page here. There we go, I erased that a little better. And I'll show off what I've got here in a moment. Since you're pretty new around here. Once I finish this, anyway, I'd like to get this done and put this in the binder real soon. Thank you very much, and, well, I need to get that fixed. But thank you, Stream Elements, for making that work. Thank you very much for subscribing. I appreciate it. But yeah, if you do take a look on the channel, it is mostly a lot of me playing games and stuff, because that's just... I like playing games and stuff. What can I say? And I've been doing this for a very long time, since like late 2010, early 2011, somewhere around there. Yeah, I've been here for a bit. Yes, and it's still a hobby in that sense. Because I haven't made anything... Oh, my favorite game, that's easy. It's Sonic 3 and Knuckles. It was a very big part of my childhood, so... That's a game I can replay over and over again and just enjoy it every single time. It's also one of those games where it's like I learn new things about about it whenever I play. Oh, big time, big time. I've got a whole entire shelf of games and stuff. So on this one shelf, I've got Super Nintendo, along with a few Japanese Super Famicom games. I've got Genesis games, along with some Master System stuff. NES, Nintendo 64, my Switch stuff. PS1 through PS4. Wii and Wii U, along with some Dreamcast games and some Saturn games. And then the bottom shelf is entirely all my GameCube stuff. Heck, earlier I showed off the DK bongos. Because I have a set of those, and I at some point want to play Donkey Kong Jungle Beat with them. And it's like, I must experience this game as the devs intended. You can be allergic to a lot of things. You never know. Sometimes some things just hit your body wrong, and it's just like, oh no. And in the worst case scenario, it's like, guess I'll die. Oh, I have been playing games since I was very little. Oh, hi, Nightwolf. How you doing? Fancy seeing you in. Things are going, I guess I'll say okay. Sometimes it's just like, I don't know how to describe it. It's a day. It's not bad, but not like it's great. It's just a day, you know? I'm almost done with this page at least, so that's nice. And this is also talking with someone else here that is like, I'm really into retro games and stuff. I mean, two of the games I'm playing right now are Nintendo 64 games. I've primarily been playing Majora's Mask and Paper Mario on N64. I get it. I will say I get more personal enjoyment out of drawing my own characters, but I've been more warming up to drawing other characters primarily as I need them for thumbnail work. Let me show an example of something I did draw. Let me go add an image. Let me go find this real quick. Should have it in here. Majora's Mask, where's the original? There's the drawing. I'll have to resize this, so... So this is the full drawing I did for my Majora's Mask thumbnail. I, of course, had to make it work with an actual thumbnail says, but this is something I drew on an actual piece of paper. I really enjoyed making the eye work here. Yeah, this is my Majora's Mask thumbnail. So if you're gonna look at the first part on YouTube, this is what you see. And then let me show you real quick what a finished page of this will end up looking like. So I clean all these pages up in Photoshop and then put the text. Via the type tool. Well, yeah, it's the moon from Majora's Mask. That thing is terrifying. That is something I still have yet to figure out because I am a dummy and don't know quite how the internet works, because it's just like, I know webtoons are a more vertical format, but I was designing this primarily like as a comic book as you would flip through. Ultimately, what I would like to do is just get my own website figured out that I could upload things there and have people read things. But yeah, I'm more into like traditional comics and stuff because that's just what I was used to. But I did actually do another comic project. Let's see if I should have it here in my description real quick. Let's make sure it is working properly. So let me go here. Okay. Make sure the link is working properly. Yes. So you can find this in the description, but I'll just punch it out right here. This is another comic project that I finished, like, a couple years ago. That was a much more comedic-based comic strip, because it was like a weekly thing I was doing from time to time for a couple of years. I would love to put it at, like, you know, a price where you wouldn't have to trade your soul to it to acquire something. Because what I would love to do is, like, digitally, you could read it for free. But I'd love to have people pay for a physical option if you wanted to. So the comic I just posted will have like a lot more gags and stuff, because it was meant to just to be something a little more comedic. At least that's the best way I would describe it. I originally started because it was a comic I had worked. There was originally a version of that comic I worked on around 2010 or so. But then, as I was getting out of the hospital around just right as the pandemic was starting, I was getting out of the hospital for an unrelated reason. It's actually due to ulcerative colitis, where I have ulcers in my colon. That has long since been kept under control. But anyway, so I came across some of my old pages that I was like, you know what? I could try to make a better version of this. And so I tried for, like, what I call 3 different seasons. So, and since that's been finished, I'm just like, this is where we're at now. Alright, let's write the text in. There we go. Like dyslexic, like an audiobook? I mean, I could probably figure something out in the future. It's not off the table. It's just whatever I can figure out is what I could do, and especially it's just like if I have enough friends and other people I could contact to do like voice acting work. Speaking of voice acting, so I've been talking about this Zelda video for a bit since I had finished a poll for what VHS video I wanted people to see, what people would like to see next. And let's just say after a bit, it's done. It's finally finished. So let me go ahead and load this up. The editing for this video is finally finished. It was an absolute pain in the rear. Oh, man. So this will be up this Sunday. And I've got plenty of nice surprises for that. So stay tuned. It'll be like a 40-something minute video. Oh, I've actually got some friends who have done professional voice work, so... It's just one of those things where I'd have to, Oh, this is the track of Full Moon and Garo from Golden Sun: The Lost Age. Also another one of my favorites. Of course, of course. I getcha. English isn't your first language as well, so that probably wouldn't be very helpful. Okay, I think I'll do that. I gotcha. Page finished. Make sure I'm reading that correctly. So now I don't need this page, I can put it away. Just give me a second and I will this away. Yup, progress made. And just to show, that is page, what I'd call 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, 13, 15, 17, 19, 21, 23, 25, 27, 29, 31, 33, 35, page 37. Yep, on to the next page. But yeah, the previous version of this chapter 1 was only like 18 pages. But because of I decided if I wanted to share it, I could do panel layouts better now. And so it ballooned up to like 30 pages. It's just a case of, I think I can do better now. I think I'll keep this like this. I'm not going to exactly put it away because I'm going to take a picture of it for social media after the stream's over. But nothing else to it but get another page. Okay, just making sure. Of course. Before I forget, I'm gonna go ahead and do. Come on. Just all the way down. This. I do have a Discord. It is entirely optional if you feel like joining. Primarily I'm trying to get more people in here so I can actually, you know, have discussions with people. It's primarily like a place for people from the streams and whatnot to be able to come and hang out. Entirely up to you if you feel like joining. Mostly my friends. Because I have a few... Mostly they're on Twitch, though. One of my friends, though, or at least, you know, people I'm acquainted with, is streaming on YouTube. She had recently just hit, like, 500 subscribers, although she's, like, a quarter of the way to 600 to get already. Very, very quickly. Because I was thinking at the rate she's going, oh, she's going to overtake me in no time. Because I have been stuck at around this point for a little bit now. But that's just how life be. I think think I know how I'm gonna handle this next bit here, so we will... Lines down... It takes a lot of effort to get a channel going, and then ultimately you're at the mercy of YouTube's algorithm at, like, who, you know, comes and sees your stuff. Yeah, that's just kind of how it is for you, Nightwolf. You do most of your stuff on Twitch nowadays, so that's kind of where, like, for you, for the numbers game, that's more important for you. Because in the end, it's just like, you make one platform your primary platform, and that's just kind of how things go. It's all fair. Let's be neat, I think. I need to divide this pinhole down the middle like this. Yes. Yup. And another big thing with, like, videos is just, like, gotta edit things. And so it's just like, how am I going to... how do I get this all done on my own? Because, like, for some people, like, if you've got a job, you might be able to pay someone to help you with editing and whatnot. Otherwise, it's a one-man show. And time management is very important. Yeah, fair. I mean, Wolf, look at this. This ain't exactly... This wouldn't exactly be fun to you, now would it? That's a lot of little edits. A lot of trimming down. A lot of, like, making little edits. Yeah. It's satisfying when it's all done, but oh boy, it can be a slog. That's fair. And you know what? That's also fair. You gotta focus on what's important for you. Let me go ahead and turn that off, get back to the paper. I mean, that's a game I have. Oh boy, how am I gonna... Yeah. Especially when you're like, how do I learn to do this? Why isn't this working the way I want it to? Ah. That's primarily how I know how to get content out, so here we are. Oh, good old Stanley Parable. If it is something, I would find a way to reach out to you if that is something I would be interested in. Right now, I have to get things done. First things first, and that's the most important thing. Thanks so much for joining the server. I appreciate it. Somewhere right here, I think. Yeah. That will do. Like, I should probably be using a straight edge to measure this, but screw it, we ball. I do have a way to be able to record and stream 3DS games. Because one of my streams I did was Ocarina of Time 3D, so that is a thing. Do that. You have to admit, though, that they probably took some inspiration from Pokemon, though. Like, it's not necessarily a knockoff, but it's just like... It is ultimately its own thing. But the influence is there. You do have to admit that. That's fair. It's been like a long time since I've actually watched much of anything lately, but I did watch a bunch of like 90s cartoons back when I was growing up. And it's not that I hated watching cartoons, it's mostly it's like I like playing video games more. Inspiration for characters and stories, primarily video games. And I did bring up Golden Sun earlier. That was like a big inspiration for how this started. But a lot of it is ultimately just doing the best I can to be inspired by things and just honestly just making stuff. Anyway, Coma, what are you getting at for like what what's a nice developer and good community? Ah, Warframe. I think I've heard of it before. Can't say it's something I'm too super familiar with. Let's take care of that for now. EA. What else do I gotta say about EA that we don't already know? I think a lot of people share your opinion about EA. Believe me when I say I could have some very choice words for a certain Hasbro. Yoicks. But at least you got to experience some of it for free. But yeah, as to where I spend a good portion of my money, I'm a hopeless Magic the Gathering player who's been playing this game for over 20 years. As for what this card is, it's just an Eternal Witness. Just a good old classic card. Now that's something I could go on for a while about. In fact, distraction action. I will be right back. Except you can hear me as I am talking over here. Okay. I think I played it once a long time ago, just never really something I really got into. So anyway, one of the decks that I have here is Aragorn the Uniter. A lot of multicolor stuff, but I also put a lot of valuable cards in here. So we'll probably come up on those soon enough. So, here's a very powerful card. Here's another very powerful card. Lands. Another very powerful card. A card people hate. Because it's like, hey, you don't get to play the Commander format. Oh, I love these stained glass basic lands. Ah, good old City of Brass. Because there's a joke card out there called City of Ass. And then I got this painted Birds of Paradise. Ah, the Great Henge. Animar, Sigarda. Full art lands are also very pretty. I just got this copy of a version of a very hated card. More free spells, expensive lands. A card that's very hard to acquire. Ah, I could probably thumb through this much faster. This is a very cool draw engine. This is actually just one of my favorite cards. Love Tutors. Full art lands. Love it. Gotta have consistency. If you can round people up, go right ahead. The cards are escaping. Legolas's quick reflexes. Retro frame cards. I really kind of have to bring these up to the camera here. Here's a very hated card because it's like, do you pay the one? Pay the one. Yeah, I've been playing this game for quite a long time. I could give you guys a quick shuffle up and Hey, by the way, here's the One Ring. Tool them all. If people are interested, I would actually love to show people how to play. Because there is not only just the physical cards, obviously, but there's 2 different digital clients you could use to play the game. One of them is very old and dry, but it has most of the cards in the game. Whereas the other one is newer and on mobile devices, but you can really only play 1v1 formats, and it's mostly only got the newer cards. When I found this, I was like, ooh, I love that paint job. Altars are a thing. We should pretty much be getting close to the end here. I do know cards are... They are in German. I will say this. But I don't think they're in Dutch. Now, let me move some things here real quick since... Well... It's tutorial time, which means we are going to be moving this board, because there is a mat under this. Whee! Say hello to the mat, everybody. I won't be quite able to get it fitting all the way on the screen. This was also made by another friend of mine. I don't remember if she has this available for sale, but she did the artwork on this, and it's very nice. So this version of Magic is called Commander. It's the most popular casual format. So you take a deck of 99 cards that is comprised of singletons of everything except the basic lands, so things like a forest, an island, a plains, and whatnot. And then you have a card that you build around that is primarily a legendary creature or a legendary planeswalker that says you can play this card as your commander. So you shuffle up your library and you will dole out your hands. So typically you'll shuffle and cut each other's decks, which are referred to as libraries. And then you draw 7 cards. I'll just show what I draw here just to be able to... So let's say like this. I could... Oh, camera, please. Cooperate. I could probably make this hand work. And let's just assume I'm going to be on the draw here. So on the draw, this hand is better because it makes this Gemstone Caverns work. So what I'll choose to do here is, if we're on the draw, we get to remove a card in our hand from the game, known as exiling it, which allows me to play this before my first turn with a luck counter on it. I'll just say, I would normally whip out a dice and put it on here. And so when you're on the draw, you get to draw a card per turn. And usually this is like a 4-player format, so that would mean the starting player would also be able to draw, because multiplayer games get a little interesting. So I'll go ahead and cast this. This allows me to get any kind of forest card, so I'll bring this up to the camera real quick after I'm done shuffling. This is what's called ramping. Normally you can only play 1 land out of your hand every turn, but by using cards like this, to be able to play more lands than you normally should in a turn. So this reads, search your library for your forest card, and you get that, put that card on the battlefield, and then you shuffle your deck. And so this has the forest type on it. I don't think it's exactly focusing. There we go. So this says forest here. That card allows me to get this card out of my deck and directly into play. Yeah, This is basically the granddaddy of trading card games. I did not find another land. That's awkward. So we'll just play that for now. Sometimes hands just aren't the best. And you just gotta roll with it. I play things out of order. Oh well. So with this... Normally I'd want to cast my Aragorn, but I'm just going to use the One Ring to protect myself. So I can use that to draw a card. I will take some damage off of this. I did find me a land. I would like to draw 2 more cards, because this allows me to put counters on it. This allows me to draw cards equal to the number of burden counters I put on it, and then I hurt myself equal to the number of burden counters. So with this, I'm able to go ahead and say, cast this on Nath. So I'll draw a card off of it entering the battlefield. I'll play my first land. I'll get 4 life back. I'll play my second land. I get a bunch of mana. And I'll use that mana to actually cast my commander here. So this is evolved twice now, making it a 3/5. I would normally use dice to represent that sort of thing. So I don't even have to immediately use these lands if I need to. Oh, I'm going a little fast. But this is something I have been playing with my friends and also done some competing in. I haven't really gotten much of the chance to go out and compete with people nowadays. Kind of hard to do so. But I enjoy the game very much, even if I get very pissed off at Hasbro. And I'm gonna go put this away real quick. Of a card that's in German. I have Japanese, I have Spanish, I have Italian. There used to be some cards in Russian. Oh! Camera! Don't you do this to me, please. Give me a second here. Go ahead and do this. Close that. Alright, we're here. Oh, it'll do that from time to time. It's okay. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and change the image over to this. There goes chat trying to update. Funny. Anyway, so here's an example of a card in German. So I have the English version of this, and he's called Felix 5 Boots. I am in the United States. But I was primarily looking this up for Coma, who's near the German area. So here's my English copy of card? Oh, you're Dutch, yes. But you live close to Germany, so I'm using German cards as a reference. So I'm gonna go ahead and take this off and show you Felix 5 Boots. It's a pretty fun card. So yeah, German is one of the available languages the game is in. But I do have a couple of other language cards in this deck specifically. These lands will all be in English. That's right. So, this is a card called Sword of Fire and Ice. This is in Italian. And as long as you know what the card does, you can pretty much use whatever language card you like in your deck. As long as you're able to explain what the card does. So here's another card in Italian. There we go. And here's a Spanish card. I actually picked this up recently. But usually, oh yeah, here's a Japanese card. The back of the card is all the same, so they're able to all be played together. It's only the fronts that'll be different. Another card in Japanese. This deck's not quite finished yet. It's almost done, though. Okay. But yeah, I have been playing this game for years. I will keep saying it. I will probably keep playing it for years, as long as the game still keeps going. May as well show off a few other things while I'm here. Because we have these things. Oh, I can show this off. So this is a card called You Are Already Dead. I have it in Japanese. So for any Fist of the North Star fans, let me do this for you. Omae wa mou shindeiru. Nani? And then I kept this particular common. Normally it's called Pillar of Flames, but I like to make the joke it's a Pillar of Llamas. This is in Spanish. So I believe it's pronounced something like Pilar de Llamas or something. So I'm just like, it's a Pillar of Llamas. Let's be funny. And then for these next cards I have here, these mountain goats. So I like to make the joke of whenever I play a mountain and pass my turn, I say, mountain goat. Meh. We love jokes. So let's bring this up over here. There's a lot of neat art in these secret lair cards. And now we're in the section of cards that are banned from the Commander format currently that I'm holding on to. So, I think I'll take a moment to explain why are these cards banned. So, Iona, Shield of Emeria. It's expensive at 9 mana, but you get a 7/7 with flying. As you're putting her into play, you choose a color. Your opponents can't cast spells of the chosen color. So as there's only 5 colors in Magic, you can see how devastating that is when you're playing against somebody who's using only a single color deck. Yeah, that shuts their deck off. And that's why this card is still banned at the moment. Tinker. It's 2 and a blue for, as an additional cost to casting it, you sacrifice an artifact, but you can just go get any artifact you want out of your deck. And that is very easy to exploit. Especially because there are some game-breaking artifacts that you can just, you know, tutor out of your deck for free. Alright, we have here Prophet of Krufix. So, for a 5-mana 2/3... Come on, camera, focus here. Focus here. You are allowed to untap all your creatures and your lands on every player's turn. And then you can play them at pretty much any point you want at any player's turn. It's a very annoying thing to deal with, as we already have a creature that allows you to untap all of your things during every player's turn. And that was recently put onto a list of, like, these are very powerful cards you need to watch out for. Here is a card that is controversially banned. Dockside Extortionist. So when it enters, you get these treasure tokens that can give you resources equal to the number of artifact and enchantment cards your opponents have. So this spirals out of control very, very quickly. And it probably just needed to be banned a while, like, sooner than it did, but it's banned now. This isn't actually banned, but the card that goes with it is. Nadu, Winged Wisdom. Oh, people hate this card. People are like, get this off my screen. So, it's a 3-mana 3/4 flying, so it's above rate. And what this does is, creatures you control get the ability that whenever they become the target of a spell or ability, you get to reveal the top card of your library. And if it's a land card, you put it into play immediately. Otherwise, it goes in your hand. The trigger only triggers twice each turn, but it triggers on each creature twice per turn. So, if all those lands you're playing allow you to make creatures, you just keep going through your entire deck, and people thought that was no fun. It was stupid broken. So it had to go, not only from the casual format of Commander, but actual other competitive formats too, and I don't know why the camera's glitching like that. Jeweled Lotus. Oh, this is a sad one, because this got hit in the same ban as Dockside Extortionist. It's a 0-mana artifact, so you can just play it without any resources. You tap and sacrifice it, so put it in your graveyard. You get 3 mana of any one color, but you can only use it to cast your commander. That's still very powerful. There's a chance this could be unbanned, but I do not see it anytime soon. Not for the rest of this year, anyway. And lastly, for now, I have Primeval Titan. Oh, the Lotus is actually incredibly beautiful. So, this is a creature that's been banned for a long time, because it lets you get lands. Lots of lands. When it comes in and when it attacks. The camera is having a stroke. Let me go grab something real quick, because I want to show off a playmat, so that's very cool looking. This way. Grab this. And voila! I have a playmat of the Lotus. It is very beautiful, yes. I love it. This cost me like $35. It was specifically from a very big tournament that happened in Las Vegas at the time. Yeah, I love this thing. It certainly is pretty. By the way, have you been enjoying the little me blabbing about Magic Nightwolf? That's because this is based off of a lotus flower. And for Magic, its most iconic card is a flower. So let me go ahead and grab an image of that real quick. Alright, I'm gonna go and grab the beta copy image. By the way, this card normally costs like thousands of dollars. Alright, so I'm gonna go into this. We're gonna change the image. Oh yeah, it's Distraction City here at this point. That. I welcome you. Magic's most famous card, the Black Lotus. Yeah. This single card is worth thousands of dollars and cannot ever be reprinted because of a thing we have called the reserve list. So it's a big list of cards that Wizards has promised never to reprint ever again. And by Wizards, I mean Wizards of the Coast. But that Jeweled Lotus, I explained earlier, you play it for 0 and you crack it for 3 mana, but you can only cast it on your commander. This thing, you can crack it for 3 mana, but you can spend it on anything. This is absurdly powerful. Because there are so many things a Lotus can enable you to do. Because the Lotus and 8 other cards are part of a series of cards called the Power 9, which are what we call the most powerful cards that have ever been printed in the game, and most of these are artifacts. The next 5 are called the Moxen, because there's... I'll get this off the screen so you can see my hands for counting. We have, I believe it's Mox Pearl, Mox Sapphire, Mox Jet, Mox Ruby, and Mox Emerald. They are all 0 mana artifacts. They come into play, but they basically function like a land. So they tap for a respective color, but they come down for free. So what you do is you get to play a land, but you're also able to play a Moxen and use it immediately. So there's some very degenerate decks that have come up in the Vintage format specifically because of this. And that's basically the identity of the Vintage format, is you get to see a lot of like Magic's old and most powerful things restricted to a single copy. There's only a very few specific things that are actually banned in Vintage. For example, anti-cards. Do not play with anti for government reasons. Magic learned that lesson very early on. Please do not use anti in your card game. Another thing is like dexterity cards. So there were a few cards that were printed in Magic that say, I have to toss it better than that. So it'll toss the card elsewhere. And an effect will happen based on where it lands. That's not okay for people who aren't able to do that sort of thing. Manual dexterity. Like, it's one thing to flip a coin, but tossing a card several feet into the air, as the card explains, is usually not okay. And then more recently we had things such as stickers, which was a thing from a set called Unfinity. It was supposed to be a joke set, where none of the cards were legal, but then Wizards decided, we need to make money off this set, let's make these cards legal. Bad idea. Because you'd have to have these sticker sheets to have stickers that would put on specific cards. And now, because that's a thing that people didn't want to deal with, all those cards eventually got banned. Nobody wants to deal with stickers. Bad time. But I think that's probably about enough yapping I'm gonna do for today, because I do need to get moving soon to be able to go pick up my son from school, so I think I'm gonna wrap things up. Thanks everybody for coming along today, I appreciate it. We even got a page done. Woohoo! We were distraction action. Yeah, stickers. Screw them. Anywho, so I'll have the schedule out. I have another video coming up tomorrow, and then I'll have the next schedule coming up on Saturday. So, thanks y'all for watching, and I will see you guys next time.